All right. Hello, everybody. KnowItAllDM here for a Empyrion patch update thing. This is the update for Alpha 4.3 from Alpha 4.2. There have been a few additions to the game, item-wise and block-wise, and a few changes to some things. Now, minor changes that we have include range differences for weapons and an entire weapons balancing thing, speed of attacks of enemy of the alien turrets and rotational speeds and lots of things like that. Weapon ranges for capital vessels and all that. But I'm going to go over some of the, in my opinion, major changes. The first major change is something that you will notice with small vessels in space and capital vessels on the planet and in space. Now, as we all know, the maximum speed on a planet is 40 meters per second. Now, this small vessel was just the base small vessel, and all vessels were capped at 40 meters per second in a planet's atmosphere and 100 meters per second in space. That is no longer the case. Small vessels in space, if I can get up there, small vessels in space are now capped at 110 meters per second, while capital vessels are still capped at 100 meters per second. I think it might be a little lower, because they said that capital vessels are now capped at 80% lower than small vessels. And 115, sorry. As you can see, I am now going 115 meters per second with my small vessel. Now, if I slow down, it might have been 110 before. But in any case, I'm going to spawn in a capital vessel. Let me just grab... where is it? There it is. The guppy. Okay. Spawn in the guppy. Now, if you guys don't know, the guppy is a really basic capital vessel. It's what you would consider a tier 1 capital vessel, class size 1. It's the smallest type of capital vessel you can make. Now, as we will see in space, it caps at 92.2 meters per second. So it's slower than it was before, which means that a small vessel will now always outrace a capital vessel in space. Now, on the planet, it is probably capped at around, I'd say, 35 meters per second. We will find out momentarily once I get in here. And I'm just going to dock on the guppy. I know I'm docking it weird, but this is just for tests. Alright, power off. It's docked backwards, I know. But I want to take both it and the guppy back down to the planet's surface. So, alright, so 92.2 is the maximum that a capital vessel can go in space now. And on the planet's surface, it is capped at 32.3. So as you can see, the update is balancing a lot of things that were not quite making sense before. Instead of capital vessels being the same speed, huge, clunky capital vessels being the same speed as a small fighter, the small vessels are now... where is my base? Over this way. Are now small vessels are faster than capital vessels now by about 20%. Also, you may notice on the map they changed the base icon back to what it was before the Alpha 4 update in order to differentiate it better from the placeables like the oxygen generators and water generators and that sort of thing on the minimap. Alright, so let's just land right here because that's it for the updates of the small vessels and capital vessels. Now, in the tech tree, you'll notice that they did add in the small vessels, there are smaller jet engines now. Instead of just the 3 types, they've got, you know, smaller ones. Instead of those were the 3 they had before. Now they've got a medium and a small, which is really cool. I've never been a big fan of those, but, you know, they changed the way that RCSs look. If you'll notice inside the Guppy here, the RCS has a... Where did I put that RCS in here? You can't really see it, but it's underneath here. Let me spawn one in. If you guys are wondering, I am in creative mode, so just hold your horses. That is for... No, that's the one for the small vessel. Actually, let me get the one for the capital vessel. Capital vessel, there's the tier 2 and the tier 1. The tier 1 and the tier 2. As you can see, they look completely different. But I actually like the new look of these because instead of just looking like it's trying to provide rotation in one direction, it's got rotational things for all directions. So it looks like you can place it in different directions. Now, let me just grab a tier 2 multi-tool and get rid of these guys. Okay. So they changed the way RCSs look. Another major thing that I really like is window designs with the windows. I don't know if it's in Shutter yet, but they've got the corners and the covered corners for both the armored and regular. I don't think... Yeah, they didn't make any updates to the shuttered windows, but the regular and armored windows now have these 2 types of blocks, which was a major problem that they didn't have before, and now that they have it, I am so happy. Another thing that they added, which I am super psyched about, is in the sprouts, the plantings, they added the Akua berry, the space oranges, the alien honey, and textured plant protein, which is really cool because, you know, why wouldn't somebody want to... That's not what I meant to get rid of. Why wouldn't somebody want to put, you know, alien honey growing in their base? Let me put the grow plot back here. So you can plant, you know, alien honey. Now, of course, that one out there is not getting the rays from that. Why did they put this over here? I have no idea. That makes no sense. But you can plant Akua berries, you can plant orange bushes, you can plant alien honey, and you can plant textured plant proteins, which I'm going to go ahead and plant all those. Give me just, I don't know, regular steel block. Whoa! What just happened with that? Oh, it put me in a block for some reason. That's not what I wanted. I wanted it there. Okay. That was weird. So we've got those growing, and I'm going to come back in about 35 minutes because I don't know. They need stats on the sprouts telling how long it takes for each of the... Oh, it does. Grow time. Duh. I didn't see that before. Was that there before? It might have been there before. I have no idea. Let's see. 25 minutes, 25 minutes, 25 minutes. Okay, all of the new ones take 25 minutes. So in 25 minutes, I will be back to show you those. But in the meantime, I'm going to continue to show you things that are going on in the update. Now, those were the most major things. The speeds of the ships, the window types, and the berry bushes. But they also added, let's see, in addition to those, they added some additional, not this, prefabs. They added better, higher tier, base. They added a tier 6 base. They added better tier 5, those, and they added another capital vessel as well, the tier 4 and 5 capital vessels. I'm not going to get into those too much because I don't use prefab things at all, but, well, okay, I do, but I don't use the ones that other people have made because I like making my own and using them. In the weapons category, they've better separated the weapons. You've got capital vessel and base charges are now separate charges. I don't like that. It doesn't make much sense because their weapons are nearly identical. But if you'll notice, for the rocket turret, the base rocket turret has a range of 900. The capital vessel has a range of 800. Same for the minigun, 800 and 900. The laser turret is 950 for the base, and it is 850 for the capital vessel. This is basically a statistic across the board. Artillery is 1,000. Artillery is 1,100. The capital vessels are 100 meters shorter than their respective base launcher. Now, these still say usable only in space, but I bet you if I added it to my capital vessel, I could use it on the planet because they changed it saying that you were supposed to be able to use it on the planet. And you could use it on the planet as of yesterday before this patch updated. So let's just come in here, add a small ammo box. Let's just add it anywhere, and then this will require capital vessel laser charges. Alright, let's get rid of these. And alright, weapons. Oh, it doesn't use capital vessel laser charges. What does it use then? Pulse laser uses LS charge CV. That was LS charge CV. Oh, I didn't put them in there. Duh. Okay, there we go. And yes, you can fire while on the planet. As you can see, I am actually shooting. You can't really see the laser shots from exterior view, which is weird, but from in here you can. So they still need to update the tooltip for the rocket launcher and pulse launcher because it still says only functional in space, which is obviously not true. Let's see, what else did they do? Oh, another major thing that I like that they did for the thrusters, for the large thrusters for capital vessels. I don't like the way that looks. I wish they had kept it looking like that, but I guess they did that to make you easier to differentiate it from the small vessels and hover vessel ones. Also, for the hover vessel, they added a hover vessel slant thruster. At least they say they did. Don't see it anywhere, but it's there somewhere. It should be. Maybe they added... No, there's no tooltip. Now, with the capital vessels, you can go into the right-click choose shape mode and choose the shape of your thrusters. It doesn't change any statistics on them, so you don't have to worry about that. Same for the large and extra large thrusters. As you can see, you can just change the shapes like that. Really cool that they did that. I like that because I would like to use those on mine. And since it doesn't change the statistics of them, you know, it's something that's really cool. Now, if I can find... I don't know, because they wouldn't have thrown it down here. I don't know. I can't seem to find... There's supposed to be a slant... Let's see. Hover vessel... Thrusters. Yeah, they added a slant thruster. I don't know why I can't find it in here. Because that's not for both. I have no clue where this... Oh, there it is, down here. I found it. So they added that slant thruster there. Now, there's something that I want to... They added in the epic loot crates a new weapon. Let's see. Let's just put it down over here along this line, like so. And let's see if we can find it. Assault rifle. Rocket launcher. Now, this epic rocket launcher is an update. It's like an advanced version of the Tier 2 rocket launcher, which is... Let's just get both rocket launchers. There is the regular rocket launcher and the... Where's the other one? I know that... There it is. Okay, so we've got... Alright, you've got your regular rocket launcher. You can't ADS on it, aim down sights on it, but you can shoot it straight in a line and it explodes. With the homing rocket launcher, you can aim down sights and it will aim for whatever you're shooting at. Now, it's actually just going straight, which I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's not an enemy, but the homing rocket launchers were supposed to aim for the thing. Now, it's also possible they updated it so that it doesn't go towards the center of the object anymore, that it goes toward what you're aiming at rather than the center of the object, which would be cool. There is one way to test it, but I'm not sure exactly how to get that going. I'd need a second person to test that. Now, the epic rocket launcher seems pretty much the same, but looking at the stats of these, you've got 180 damage, 180 damage, 180 damage. What is the difference? Oh, the RPMs, the rate of fire and the magazine capacity. So, the epic rocket launcher holds more and shoots more often. Let's see. As you can see, there's a major difference in how fast the epic rocket launcher shoots. So, that's really cool that they added that. They also did some other changes so that you don't lose capital vessels and vehicles and the like. those are the major updates for this. As I said, they did a lot of weapon balancing and stuff like that. Increased the overall drop rate of crushed stone, added crushed stone to top layer on Omicron to make it easier to find crushed stone, and they rebalanced all the jet thrusters. They also updated the way weapons look when you're holding them. Not the models, but they redid the shaders for them. For hover vessels, they added a hover vessel homing thing. Let's just pull up hover vessels. Plasma turret, rocket turret. The rocket turret now uses the homing missile rather than the standard missile, which is nice. They slightly tweaked the look. Let's see, they improved hover vessel turrets, now using the same base for all turrets. Oh yeah, the little round thing at the bottom. You can't pull it up and see because I don't have a hover vessel, but the little round thing holding it, they're using the same base on all turrets just to make it more uniform and everything. And then there's a whole bunch of other small tweaks, like the way you hold a minigun or a chainsaw is slightly tweaked so it looks better. Other shaders. They did add this search box right here so you can just search through there, which is really cool. And they updated the anti-cheat and fixed a whole bunch of bugs. So that's the major updates for Alpha 4.3. Alpha 4.3 is going to be the last update before they start working on Alpha 5. So I'm expecting Alpha 5 to be out within the next, I'd say, 3 months. Probably before March of next year. Hell, for all I know, it might be out, end of December, the way that they go through patches. But I'm hoping that there won't be any major updates in Alpha 5 that require you to restart the game, because I don't want to have to restart our multiplayer again. And I don't want to have to restart my single player again. But if there are, we'll deal with that and show them off in new things like this. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this this Empyrion patch update. If you did, hit that like button for me. And if you want to see more Empyrion Galactic Survival, stay tuned to this channel and don't forget to subscribe. I'm KnowItAllDM, and as always, y'all have a good day now.